Good morning, everybody. Today we are going to talk about inscribed quadrilaterals. If you recall yesterday, we talked about inscribed angles and how inscribed angles are half the intercepted arc, and the intercepted arc is twice the measure of the inscribed angle. That kind of goes with what we're going to be talking about today. Now, if a quadrilateral is inscribed in a circle, then its opposite angles are supplementary. This is because if we take a look at this angle, if we just look at angle A and angle C, they intercept the same arcs. So angle A will intercept this arc here. Angle C will intercept this arc here, which means they intercept the entire circle. Therefore, if the entire circle is 360 degrees, half of that is 180. Supplementary means there's two angles that add up to 180. Now, in circle P to the right, the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle C will equal 180. And the measure of angle B plus the measure of angle D will equal 180 degrees. That's kind of where that comes from. Okay? Now, in numbers 1, 2, and 3, we'll talk about these real quick. Again, JKLM is a quadrilateral, so therefore angle J and angle L add up to 180 degrees. So if we take out our calculator, we're going to take 180. We're going to take 180. And we're going to subtract 92 because that is the opposite angle of angle J. So angle J will be 88 degrees. Now you could do this a couple different ways here. You could say that because it is a quadrilateral, oops, I'm not looking at it here. Because it is a quadrilateral, because JKLM is a quadrilateral, you could go 360. I don't know what's going on here. You could go 360, subtract 88, subtract 92, and subtract 45, and get your answer of 135 for angle K. Or you could say 180 minus 45, because angle K and M are opposite angles. So I know this angle here will be 135 degrees. Okay, so that's where that comes from there. Now, if we talk about number 2 brings in inscribed angles from yesterday's lesson. I know that if PS is 90 degrees, I know PQ is 126. Okay. I also know that this arc from here to here, because it intercepts angle Q, is going to be twice 93. So if I take 93 times 2, I'll get 186 for this arc here. I already know part of it is 90, so if I subtract 90 from it, I know this arc here, arc RS, will be 96 degrees. Okay. So if that's the case, we're going to have to do some nifty little stuff here. I also know that angle S is going to be 180 minus 93. So I know angle S will be 87 degrees. Okay. I also know then, another thing I know, because there's 360 degrees in a circle. Let's try this again here. Subtract 126, subtract 186 for those two angles. I know this arc up here, our QR, is going to be 48 degrees. So I know this arc is 96 and 90, so we have all those. What we're going to have to do then to find angle P, we are going to have to add 48 plus 96. 48 and 96 is going to be 144. So this arc from here to here will be 144 degrees. Angle P is going to be half of that because it's an inscribed angle, so that'll be 72 degrees. Now angle R is going to be supplementary to that, which means this will be 108 degrees. So when you're doing these problems, make sure that you are finding all the arc measures and angle measures that you can to make it a little bit easier for you. Now if we take a look at number 3 says, well, arc AB is 39, BC is 61, and arc CD is 147. So that just, if I take 360, I subtract 39 and 61 and 147. I know this arc over here is going to be 113 degrees. Okay, so if I add 113 and 147, I'll get 260. So for the arc from A through D to C is going to be 260. Half of that will be 130, so that means angle B will be 130 degrees, which means angle D will be 50 degrees because opposite angles will be supplementary. Now, another thing that we're going to have here, angle BAD, so this arc here, arc BCD, will be 61 plus 147. Okay, so that's 208. If I divide that by 2, I know angle BAD will be 104 degrees, which means this will be 76 degrees. Okay, so keep that in mind. Remember, our work from yesterday with inscribed angles, the inscribed angle is half the intercepted arc. Again, 360 degrees in a circle, that sort of thing. Now, if we take a look at number 4, okay, I know angle E and angle G are supplementary. So I know 9x minus 5 plus 68 equals 180, which means 9x plus 63 equals 180 when I combine negative 5 and 68. I'm going to push over 63 here. 9x will equal 180 minus 63, which would be 117. Divide that by 9. I'm going to get 13, so x will equal 13. Okay. We do this. Number 5 is very, very similar, so I'm not going to go over number 5. If we take a look at number 6, let's move this just a little bit here. Take a look at number 6. Number 6 has a little bit of more math with it. Okay. What I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to find the measure of arc OLM. Measure of arc OLM. That'll be 91 plus 135, which would be 226. Okay, so if I take 226, divide that by 2, I know this angle is going to be 113 degrees. I know those two angles are supplementary. (113 minus 23) will be 90. If I bring the 90 over to the other side, we have 15x will equal 90. 90 divided by 15 is going to be 6. Okay, so again, bring into the part that inscribed angles are half the intercepted arc. Now, if we take a look at number 7, I'm going to do it a little bit different way. I know I could find angle H real quick, but let's see if I can find this arc here. Well, if I take 360 minus 50 minus 96, I'll get 214 degrees. So I know this arc from GHI will be 214 degrees, which means angle J, if I divide that by 2, is going to be 107 degrees. We'll have to solve for x, so 12x minus 25 will equal 107. 12x will equal 107 plus 25 is 132. Divide that by 12, you should get 11. Okay, that's where that comes from there. Okay, so I just did number 6 and number 7, 2 different ways. You can pick however way you want to do it, whatever way makes sense. Now in number 8, see if I move this down just a little bit more so it's more in the middle of your screen. I know angle W is 5x plus 1. I know angle Y is 13x minus 37. These are opposite angles in a quadrilateral inscribed in a circle, so therefore they are supplementary. So 18x minus 36 will equal 180. I combine the negative 37 and the 1. I'm going to add the 36 to the other side. Oops. So 216. Divide that by 18. X will be 12. We're looking for the measure of angle Y, which is right here. So 13 times 12 minus 37. This is the measure of angle Y. The measure of angle Y will be 119 degrees. That's our answer we're looking for. Now, again, if you have any questions on any of these problems, make sure you ask me. I will be available with a Google Meet from 10 to 11 daily. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I am here. I hope everybody is doing well and making it through this tough time with the coronavirus going on. Keep your safe distancing, and we will see you again tomorrow. Have a great day.